We'll get started here in a few minutes. Waiting for some people to arrive. Everybody's fashionably late, but that's what we love about us. Here we go. Buffering. Check 1, 2, la la. Hey Phil, what's up, man? I gotta stay hydrated. Hang on, give me a second. Hey Andy, how are you, sir? So yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Hey Amanda, how are you? I think you just tagged me in a post. I want to be on your guys' show. Um, let's see. All right. So, anyways, I think we've got a quorum here. So, hey, I'm Scott with Scott and Jenna Investigates. Um, I'm trying to do these kind of on a weekly basis, but we'll see how it goes. I guess it really just depends on if I got some topics or not. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. If not, please hit up the comments and all that good stuff and let me know what's going on. Um, so, yeah. So, where do I begin? Let's see. Hey, Jennifer, thanks for joining. All of you, thanks for joining. Like I said, I'm Scott with Jenna and Scot Investigates. So I think this is the second one we've done. Yes, Amanda, that would be cool. Be cool to chat with you. Followed you for a while, and I like your snarkiness. Wink, wink. Um, yeah, Phil was right. But such as everybody's live streaming right now. I mean, it's the thing. I mean, pretty soon I'm going to start a TikTok page, and I guess I need uh, fans only. Is that another one? Yeah. Hey, $20 is $20. Got to earn a living somehow or another. But anyways, let's talk paranormal stuff, right? Does that sound cool? Um, so yeah, really, what this was I kind of wanted to have like a weekly update just to kind of shoot the crap with everybody that follows our page, um, and just kind of go over what we're doing. 2021 is going to be a big year for us. 2022 was not. Um, no surprises there. I think that pretty much hit everybody. Either, with all the COVID stuff, either couldn't do anything. A lot of people were out of work. People getting sick. Jenna had some health issues. Thank goodness she's starting to kind of on the mend on that. So a lot of that just made this year suck. Um, so yeah. So anyways, 2021, we're almost there. Not that I think it's going to be a huge difference. And before I'm not a naysayer, Mr. Negative, but I think to magically think that 2021, when we hit January 1st, everything's going to be hunky dory. That's not going to be the case. We're still going to have a lot of limitations, and we're based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, so, you see Ohio a lot in the news about a lot of the quarantines and things that are put in place there. So it's difficult, but again, um, you know, it's kind of the world we live in now. I'm thankful that I haven't gotten sick. Jenna hasn't gotten sick. Our family hasn't gotten sick. We do know people that did have. Thankfully, most of them have recovered. Um, I was fortunate enough in my real work or my day-to-day job, I'm able to work from home. Um, with all this going on. So that worked out well for me. So, anyways, you didn't really want to hear about all that. You wanted to hear about cool ghost hunting stuff. Um, so this Thursday, well, let me back up. So last week we went to the Fairfield County Infirmary up in Lancaster, Ohio, um, which is a very cool place. Had a good time up there. Wish we could have spent more time. Had to leave kind of early. Jenna's back and neck was just, she has some back issues and neck issues, and sometimes they get the better of her. And honestly, I'm not much better with that. Just getting old, That's what happens when you abuse yourself um, throughout life. You party too much, you play in bands, and you rock out too much, and then eventually the pizza and the beer catches up to you. So, who day, baby? God, Phil, man. Yes, yes. I gotta say who day, but God, man, that team. Just why? It's like, yeah, I gotta root for my hometown. I got to. But man, it's just like every year it's just uh, Burrow. Everything happened to him. It just hopefully, maybe there's next year. Maybe there's a ray of sunshine in all of this next year. But anyways, so see, yeah, I'm jumping through comments. Let me hang on. Oh, Fred, your family's from Cincy? Cool. Yeah, I've lived here most of my life. I did a short stint for about a year um, in Nashville, Tennessee. Went to college down there for a bit, but pretty much have always lived in this area. So yeah, I dig it. I mean, I'm a hometown Midwesterner with all those kind of values and stuff. I've traveled the world, but still, I definitely feel the most grounded being a Midwestern person. So it is what it is. So getting back to the meat of this program, um, we were at Fairfield County Infirmary the last time, which was, I should have the date in front of me. You can, on the survey that you get on how well this live feed is, please document that Scott was not well prepared. You can take off a star for that. But so the last one we did, we were up there, we were doing some experiments, and like I've said before, one of the kind of, it started out as a gag, but this whole flashy ball thing that I do, which is just a cat toy, you've seen me show it up on here, and basically it's triggered by vibrations and things like that. So on the video, we were up there doing our thing. Jenna's got her experiments going, and I kind of tripped up on that. She had one of her devices on the floor, and I came through and kind of wasn't paying attention where I was at. Walked over that, so moved to the next room, did the whole experiment, and had the ball in the closet. We were about 8, 10 feet back, and was calling it, please, make us show us something, whether you touch it, make it light up, the typical fare, if you will. And I said something to the effect, am I scaring you? Is it the beard? And as soon as I said, is it the beard, the thing lit up and it turned like a full turn. And you hear me on the camera, I kind of cussed, which I try not to do too much. I mean, sometimes things happen, and what are you going to do? We try to keep it at least PG-13, um, you know, do the dad jokes and things like that, but it happens. Um, so yeah, that was pretty cool. I typically am the skeptic, so a lot of the stuff that I'm involved in, I'm the guy in the background going, "Well, hold on for a minute. Was it really a spirit? Let's look around. Let's check the environment. Let's look, this and that, and so on and so forth, um, before we jump to that conclusion." And kind of went through that, and tried a bunch of different things. I jumped up and down next to it, trying to get the thing to move. And long story short, it didn't move. So at the end of the day, I got a video of a ball lighting up and moving a turn. Now, whether or not it was some ghost or spirit that did it, if it was some kind of environmental condition that I can't figure out what it would be, and I don't claim to be an expert. I think anybody in this field that says they're an expert is full of it. That there obviously are people that have done this for a while, but the fact that there's really not a lot of standard guidelines and processes and scientific stuff, we're just all kind of winging it, hoping we can come up with something. Um, like I said, that ball thing was kind of just I do that on camera sometimes just to kind of break up the monotony and have a little bit of levity. And yeah, so that was cool. I mean, occasionally I'll catch stuff, but most of the time, that's not me. Um, so yeah, needless to say, posted that. Started talking to some of the folks up there, some of the volunteers and that, and grew up in Dent. Oh yeah, okay, I know right where that's at. That's home of the Dent Schoolhouse, though, one of the really cool haunted houses in this area. I think it might even be rated. Sorry, I'm jumping topic. I'm reading the comments. So, unfortunately, that's just bear with me. This is my podcast, my Facebook Live. So I have you in my power. Um, Not really, because you can obviously jump and go someplace else. But anyways, we're all friends here. We're having fun. Um, so yeah, the Dent Schoolhouse, great haunted house over on the west side of Cincinnati. I believe it's pretty high ranked even in the U.S. So yeah, I'm actually in the northern part of Cincinnati. We live in like the Loveland Mason area, so above the belt. But yeah, very familiar with the west side. Spent a lot of time there. So anyways, getting back to Fairfield County Infirmary. I gotta turn the comments off. I need a moderator. I need somebody that can sit here and look at all that and maybe someday when we're all got thousands and thousands. Maybe someday when we're got as many followers as Phil and his Heart City Paranormal with their 4,000 followers. You know, they got people limousine drivers and stuff that drive them around the hunts and have a makeup department to get them ready for their Facebook lives. So, Phil, how is that? Is that awesome? Being living large like that. Just don't forget the little people, okay? So, anyways, we're going back there. We've got invited back this Thursday. The volunteers are kind of doing like a Christmas thing where they're going to be up there and just kind of hanging out and doing that. But they invited us back to do a hunt. So Jen and I are going back. So Thursday night, this Thursday night, which I should know that exact date. Let's see, today's the 15th, so that would make it 16th, 17th. So the 17th, we'll be up at Fairfield County Infirmary in Lancaster, Alaska. Oh, that would be cool to go to Alaska. Lancaster, Ohio. Mental note, gonna go ghost hunt in Alaska at some point. Um, so we'll be up there. Probably, I'll have to go look. I should have been more prepared to see what the time I'm going to try to go live. I think we're going to try to get up there 5 or 6 o'clock. Usually prep for a bit. So I think usually I'll set it for about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But there's an event out there. So if you're interested in watching a live feed of us kind of walking that place and doing our stuff, um, check it out. We'd appreciate it. Um, it's a great place if you haven't been. We had a good time there. Um, it's it's deceptively large on the outside. It doesn't look too big. I mean, I like if you've ever been to like one of the bigger places I've been to was Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That place is monster. Um, Fairfield is lots considerably smaller, but man, once you get in there, there's rooms everywhere, and it's like they all look the same. There's stairways that lead to dead ends. You'll be walking up a stair, and then there's a wall. So I was glad I was on a live feed because literally there's a couple times where I totally got lost and people on live feed were like, "Hey, you need to go back downstairs. You're on the wrong floor. You need to go left, right, whatever." Um, so there's that. So we're gonna do that Thursday. So excited about that. It's been a while since Jen and I have been able to do investigations, and it's even been longer where we've been able to do them in this rapid succession. Um, and then also we got invited to go Saturday, this coming Saturday, to Franklin, Kentucky. We're going to meet up with Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Paranormal, Bill Wilkerson, at the Old Stone Jail down there. So, and I did do a little bit of homework on this. So let me pull up my. So the Old Stone Jail was built like in the early 1800s, and as you can imagine, it was a jail. And so there's been a lot of stuff that's gone there, as you can imagine, with the jail that's been around that long. I think there was it Morgan's Raiders? That would be. I'm getting my history mixed up here. Bear with me for a second. Like I said, I need an assistant. I need like a Robin Quivers or something to kind of. That's what Jenna should do. She'd love to hear me say that. Um, my Ed McMahon for my Johnny Carson. Is that dating me by being able to make Johnny Carson quotes? Yes, you see. Um, Harper. Was it Harper? Captain Ellis Harper and his gang of Confederate guerrillas. So after the Civil War, apparently they kind of came through there and kind of did a lot of damage and murders and stuff. And so I believe they were, according to this the history document I have in front of me here, they were apprehended and they were put in the jail. So there was also a case where uh, uh, there was a guy he was renting a property and ended up killing the landowner and his slave, and they put him in the jail. And then the town put a lynch party together, and they went to the jailer. So the jailer was stayed on site. So back in there, the facility, there was the jail. Then they had the house next to it for the jailer. And I think by the bylaws of the town, the jailer had to basically live next to the jail so he could access it. And so apparently they broke into his house, held him at gunpoint, and basically made him relinquish the keys. They went over, opened the cell, dragged the guy out of the cell, kicking and screaming, took him down the street, and hung him. So yeah, there's some interesting history there. Um, I dig old jails. Didn't spend any time in them myself. I was pretty well behaved. Um, Never got arrested. We'll leave it at that. Um, did spend some time. Let's see, the last jail. I'm trying to think what other jails we've investigated. We went up to the old Paulding jail up in Ohio, northern Ohio. So Shelley Burke Robinson and her husband run that. So if you've ever been up there towards that way, that's a pretty cool place. We did that a few years ago, um, and they have like a sub basement where they used to. It was almost like part of the Underground Railroad, so it was even like all limestone in that. So there was no plumbing, there was no electrical pipes, there was nothing for like interference purposes. And we were down in one of those, like I guess the crypt almost. It was basically a place where they would keep slaves that they were kind of making their way through Ohio to, I guess, Canada at that point. And yeah, we had some really wild EMF stuff go off where it was like literally it was Jenna and I and was it Toby Burke who's works there. He's part of that, and an empath name. She was kind of a psychic, Kristen Boyd, I think it was. And we were all down in there, and I had a camera, a night vision camera on, which I usually do, and just to kind of keep one to record the whole thing as it goes, and then also to kind of keep everybody honest because at this point we were still kind of new to the game. Um, this was a public ghost hunt. Never met Toby before. Never met Kristen. Sorry. So you just want to keep it honest. So if not that I would say that they would do anything, but if they did, by God, I got it on camera, and I'm going to catch you in the act. But no, we were it, and this is like 2 or 3 in the morning, and everybody else had left. It was just the four of us, and we started talking to what we think was like a soldier and EMF meters. We had two different EMF meters down there, and Toby had one, we had the other, and this thing was like it was like Morse code almost. You could be like, "Hey, do this, do that. What do you think of this?" And a lot of times you'll get a couple lights come on, but this thing seemed very intelligent and was going for like a half hour. Um, and in my experience, that doesn't happen very often with EMFs. Usually, you get some burst and things like that, but then you try to reproduce it, and it's like it's gone. So, is it, Phil? Saying the old Paulding is expensive? Well, I know. I think part of that was um, I haven't. I honestly don't know what it is now. If that's Shelley again, what's going on there? But I know there for a while she was partnering up with Ghost Hunt Weekends. I'm not sure if she still is or not. I think I saw somewhere where Doogie from formerly the Tennessee Race Chasers. Again, I don't know what all Tennessee Race Chasers. I know they've kind of. I feel like those guys have all gone their separate ways to a certain extent. I don't know all the details behind there. I don't know if they've actually advertised that, but kind of writings on the wall and put it together. But yeah, I really enjoyed going up there. I'll have to ask her. Maybe we can work something out with Shelley and get us all up there. I don't know how far away that is. Feel that's say for us that's probably about I want to say right at 3 hours. So I don't know for you if that's about the same because we could totally do a meetup, and do something. We can work something out. Um, yeah. So the old Cusco jail. Yeah, that you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Apparently, this jail, like I said, was in Franklin, Kentucky. Um, was built by a famous architect at the time. Let me see if I could find it. And like, I guess he was like the Andrew Lloyd Webber of his day. And so it'd be kind of cool because a lot of these places are very similar in design. So it'd be cool if the same kind of architectural companies were building these. I'm trying to see what's up here, just to give you something to go look at. Well, architectural background. It started out as an 18-foot square structure, 18 feet. So what? About 9 by 9. It's like basically an oversized closet. So, hey Stacy, how are you? So yeah, that's really the conversation I wanted to have was to just talk about what's going on with us. We got excited. We had two events in the same week. Um, I told Jenna, I said, this reminds me of the times that I used to be in bands. It's almost like you're booking a tour. You're on the road and you're driving here and you got to take all this gear with you. And then, you show up at the place at 7. Um, you load in your gear, you set it all up, and then you leave about 2 or 4. The difference is your ears normally aren't ringing. You don't have a hangover. Um, there's a lot more differences than that, but we'll leave it at that. I feel you, Stacy. I feel you. Um, I was just talking to everybody else earlier about this year. It's just, man, it's just been. I don't know of too many people, and if this is the case for somebody out there, good for you. But I don't know of too many people that 2020 has been a good year. I mean, it seems like, and maybe it's just one of those things that there's been so much negativity that you tend to focus on that more than the positive aspects of it. Um, but between, friends out there, people dying left and right, not even just from COVID, just excuse me, in general, and everything from people's pets. We're big dog people. Um, love our dogs as probably as much as we love people. Jenna might argue that she likes her dog more than people. Um, but yeah, lots of that going around. Just, just yeah, it's just been a yucky year. Um, health issues, just lots of negativity. I mean, I'm not even going to go into the politics and the news, and uh, there's enough of that garbage out there. Um, I kind of live by the motto of life's too short not to be happy, um, because every day is kind of a gift. So you can wallow in the what's going on around you, or you can try to do something with it. But yeah, this year, whew, this is even like talking with my parents and people of older generations. Nobody's seen anything like this. It's, you can kind of say, okay, what was there a generation before us that ever experienced something like this? Uh, Not really. I think they said something maybe like the Spanish flu was the closest to what's going on. But yeah, I mean, if you would have told me, I think I got okay. So sorry. So Old Paulding is about 2 hours for you, so a little bit closer to you. But I'll have Jenna reach out to the owners and see if we can do something there, because that would be a cool thing to do. Be cool to, because we've been saying we want to meet up with Heart City Paranormal and do something. That's Phil's team. If you see Phil on there, Phil Gibson. So yeah, we definitely want to we'll try that out, do that, and then I think I saw was Amanda Lewis on here earlier, and she's with Scar Encounters. Do you guys call it Scar, Skar, or is it Scar, like, or is it? Do you use it like an abbreviation? I'm assuming you spell it or you enunciate it like Scar, because I don't think there's dots in it. But her and her, you guys, it's your husband, right? I know it's your significant other. Let's just leave it at that. Um, they've been doing a lot of cool stuff. I've been following them, and she's a spitfire. So I enjoy watching her post about. She dishes it out about as much as anybody. So I appreciate that. It, there are some people in this field, and actually, I'm going to start calling it a genre. I watched a video today that was kind of enlightened me a bit. Um, yeah, there's so much stuff in the paranormal field right now, and again, I call it a field, but a field almost implies that there are standards and processes and things like that, and there's really not. I mean, all of us are just kind of winging it. So it's kind of more just a lot of it's we want it to be science and we want it to be nonfiction, but in the end, it kind of is fiction because it's so subjective. And I've said this before. I mean, it's a lot like religion, right? I mean, you got some people that you could sit there and no matter what you tell them, that dust orb or that artifact in that digital photo is definitely some kind of presence. It couldn't possibly be some kind of technical glitch or some kind of natural phenomena. That's what they want to believe. I mean, people choose to believe what they want to believe. Um, and unfortunately, a lot of times, it's my nature. There's so much misinformation in our world as it is now. Um, it's, why add to it? And I don't claim to have all the answers. I never will have all the answers. There's thousands and millions of people that are smarter than I am that have spent more time in this genre field, um, that literally you have conversations with them and your head just wants to explode because of some of the rabbit holes they go down, whether the spiritual or technical side or somewhere in the middle. Um, so yeah, I mean, my thing is kind of the love of the unknown and the adventure stuff. It's like, cool, we get to go into these buildings. Supposedly there's things going on there. Maybe we can experience that. Um, Maybe we can help um, define what that is. Um, you just never know. I mean, my paranormal experience, you may have the same experience and go, Scott, that's garbage. That wasn't anything. Um, it's very, some of the times these things are very personal experiences. And a lot of times, as you know, you hope that everybody that is doing this, we're all good people and we all get along and stuff like that. But I think with anything like this, there's always cliques. There's always, um, again, it's like religion. There's different churches. There's different belief systems. There are some fundamental things that are similar, um, but a lot of it's just kind of out there. Man, see, I wasn't going to go there, but you guys are so chatty on the chat that I felt like I needed to. So, you know what it is? I don't have Dory on here. I don't know if you guys know Dory Wheeler. She's been a friend of ours for a while, even back when we was with other teams in that. Um, she does a lot of the moderation for these kind of feeds and stuff like that. So she's been a friend of the family, if you will. So yeah, that's what I have. Like I said, we're gonna do live feeds from Fairfield County Infirmary this Thursday, and then we're gonna be at the Old Stone Jail in Franklin, Kentucky on Saturday night. That one I think we're gonna do a little bit earlier, although technically they are in a different time zone. They're an hour earlier than us, so it probably will end up being close to the same time. But again, I've got invites out there, so if you guys are interested in checking those out, um, please, make a note of it. Click interested and are going or whatever, so it pops up, so we can get our numbers up. And I don't know what getting our numbers up really means. Do we get some kind of award? Do we get a plaque that I can put up on this wall that says something cool, like I'm an influencer now? I'm a Facebook influencer. Does that get me some kind of a discount when I go to get some donuts? That would be cool. That's really all I care about. I mean, gotta get some donuts. But yeah. So, what's everybody else doing? I've been talking here to all you, and you're just patiently listening to see what all I got to say. Um, a question I have is how many of you are just tuning in, are actually ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, have done that before, versus how many of you are just, maybe have seen the shows or maybe gone on some public hunts or something, or just interested in what it is? Um, I'm curious. Like, I know some of the names on this chat are fellow investigators. Um, but yeah, I'd be curious to see, the demographics. Um, who all has done ghost hunts before and things like that. Am I talking to more peers or versus fans? I don't really like that word. Um, I don't like followers either. I don't consider myself to that level. Cuddling with your fur babies. My dog, Cookie's not in here right now. Usually she's at my feet. Um, she usually sits over by me, and sometimes we hear her snoring, but she has decided to hang out in the other room. So I don't know if all the Facebook stuff, the lights and everything, have spooked her. But usually she's at my feet. I have an English bulldog that's near and dear to my heart. Um, yep, Phil is definitely one of the investigator guys. I bounce a lot of stuff off him. He's very open-minded. The guy's got this really obsessive. Hopefully, maybe we should wait till he steps away. Um, he's a little bit over the top about his love for Christmas. I mean, it's like almost unhealthy. Um, but we all got our vices, right? I mean, at least he could be a serial killer. He's not. He just likes Christmas. I mean, he's like Buddy the Elf personified, I believe, if I had to guess. Um, there's a lot worse things you could be obsessed with, right? Fred, your team spirit. Okay, yeah, Wilmington, Illinois. Okay, Sick in the Shadows. Why did you guys? I'm trying to think. Was Sick in the Shadows? Seems like they did. Did they do stuff at the Rhodes Hotel? Because it seems like we did an event. Actually, I think it might have been one of the last public things we were able to do. Was like February, early February. There was an event at the Rhodes Hotel with Katie Stafford and his wife Katie. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look, but I felt like um, that was put on by Sick in the Shadows. Oh, that was a misprint. Oh, well, you got some free publicity, anyways. But yeah, we did the Rhodes Hotel was Atlanta, Indiana. So that's a kind of a cool place too because I think they have 8 hotel rooms in this old hotel, so you get to investigate it, and then you can crash there, sleep in the hotel, and then have breakfast there and stuff. So it's like this whole turnkey solution. You basically just go in. Um, we talked about maybe doing an event there. Just and when I say events, I'm not really pushing for the whole promo stuff. I'm talking about, hey, Jen and I want to invite some fellow investigator type folks to come out and hang out and do some investigation work. It's not going to be a big. We're going to have vendors and food trucks and clowns because I don't like clowns. Um, fire tossers and Nickelback's going to be playing. No, that would never happen on my watch. You will never hear me sponsor Nickelback. That's not true. If Nickelback was to call me and say, "Hey Scott, here's some money," if you ever hear me praising Nickelback, you will know that they are paying me. So let's just put it that way. Okay. Um, yeah. Anyways. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cool. Um, so yeah, what what do we got? Do I have any other things to talk about? Got a few more some more gear this week. I bought some security cameras. I'm gonna try doing some infrared security cameras at Fairfield, um, the wireless kind, to set them up. And I've also got some like those action cameras that we've modified to do IR, and we're gonna set them up in some of the rooms where we're gonna have some trigger objects. And I mean, in the past, Jenna and I kind of walk around and do our own experiments. We don't usually, excuse me, we don't usually leave a lot of stuff in the other rooms, and we kind of go as we go. But we're starting to think outside of that. And Jenna's more the spiritual one of the group. I'm more the science person, but she had a really cool science experiment. I'm not going to go into it here um, until we actually built this thing. But I was like, damn girl, yeah. Um, so that's one of the things we're gonna look at is kind of you know trying to use some of this technology, but maybe try to make it a little bit less. Cut out some of the variables. See, Jennifer says she's not been on a team, but I've been on a couple investigations. Yeah. So you're going to the roads in 2021. Cool, man. I've been there. Jen and I have been there twice. Um, and smaller place, but it was cool. We saw shadow figures. They've got this like crawl space attic area you want to check out. Um, Dillinger stayed in one of the rooms, uh, which I mean, that's cool. That but it's not like he didn't die there or anything. but there was, I don't know if it was ever like history wise, but there's speculations that it was used as a brothel and things like that. Um, there's kind of the what was picked up on was this whole story about a priest or a pastor or something maybe had some kind of affair there and ended up um, there's a you know child born out of wedlock kind of scenario on that. Again, I don't know if any of that's documented. I think it's is it Tim Couch that runs that. He's the one that's got all that, but it's great. It's a cool place. We had a good time there. It's a smaller place. It's a smaller venue, but it was fun to be in a small group and kind of all do our thing. And then again, at the end of the night, it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning, whatever. You basically got up bed. You can go crash in and sleep for a few hours, and then you get up and they got a kitchen, have breakfast, and then do your thing. So yeah, I think Jennifer, you were saying that you've had experiences all your life. I think most people, and this is my opinion. Um, and again, I'm no expert. I'm not a paranormal investigator expert, but I'll take a look. I think most people have had something like that happen to them, maybe more than one, or there's some kind of fascination with the unknown. Some people just, I think, like the idea of either being going, someone says, "Oh, this is a haunted place." Yep, Mike Couch. Thank you. Did I say Tim? My bad. I'm not the greatest with names. Usually I get it half right. Um, so yeah. Um, so yeah. Most people, I would say, have some kind of experience. I did as a kid. So as much as I like to sit here and talk about being a skeptic, um, I had an experience when I was a kid that I still to this day can't explain. It still gives me cold chills. Um, and whether it was a figment of my imagination or something else, man, I'll never know. At this point, I've just accepted it. It certainly has fueled my fascination with the paranormal. Um, Plus, I don't like to be. I don't really like the unknown. Um, I won't say I'm a control freak. Jenna's probably rolling her eyes somewhere. Um, I just like to. I like to have a way out. I'm one of these people that likes to analyze things and sometimes paralysis through analysis type of thing. I'm an engineer by trade, um, but I like to kind of plan ahead and see how things move and how things can operate. And so the paranormal is one of those kind of unknown things that fascinates me because it's like I feel like I've experienced some things in my life that lend themselves to that the paranormal being real, but the scientist in me and the logic in that in me says, Scott, this can't be real. There has to be some kind of logical explanation for it. And the fact that I can't reconcile that is is what fires me up. This is what I like about this. I could told her, I told Jenna, I said it's the 99% of the time I can probably debunk it. It's that hell, it's probably more 99% of the time. But there's that 1% where you just kind of throw your hands up and go, yeah, I don't know. But that's pretty compelling, and you'll hear me say that a lot. It's compelling. Do I ever flat out say, "Yep, that was a ghost. That was definitely a ghost"? No, I probably never will. Um, just because I don't know if you really can. I mean, it's just I don't know, but I still like doing it. There's some and I like all that stuff. I'm fascinated by the whole concept of cryptozoology, Bigfoot. Do I believe all that? Some of it. You know, um, the town that we live in, Loveland, Ohio, has its own cryptid. You may have heard of the frog. If you're interested, you can go look up the Loveland Frogman. So supposedly there was a humanoid frog that I believe couple police officers saw in the late '70s, and that's hung around. You see Chupacabra, Loch Ness, Sasquatch, my favorite, the skunk ape, and there's a swamp booger, which are basically all Sasquatch big feet. Let's call them that. So yeah, we have our own. We have our own Loveland, or the Loveland Frogman. So yeah, check that story out. That's pretty cool. But anyways, um, roundabout rambling here. I think all of us that are drawn to the paranormal investigation have either experienced something we couldn't explain, and maybe we're looking, as a certain famous uh, ghost hunter likes to quote, "We want answers." We do, right? I mean, humans are curious by nature. Um, we want answers, and the thing about this is we might not get them. Um, you know, talking with Phil earlier today about EVP stuff. My thing is the human mind wants to make sense of things. It wants answers. You show it a blurry video. You show 10 people a blurry video, and you say, "Tell me what you see in here." You put them in different rooms. You don't say anything, and you'll get. It's like a Rorschach test almost. You might get 10 different answers. Now, if you tell them, "Hey, I got this video. I think it's of this man wearing a top hat walking down a flight of steps," chances are you get some people that go, "Yeah, I see that too." You've kind of planted that seed. And maybe there is a man walking down the steps. I don't know. But same thing with audio. I think audio EVPs, and as Phil knows, I kind of have a love hate with EVPs. Not so much not so much the EVPs themselves, how they are recorded, what they're recorded on. Um, I the Panasonic DR60. You've seen it in a lot of shows. It's an older recorder. Um, a lot of the famous celebrity uh, ghost hunters use them. This thing was made in like the 90s, I think. And you go on eBay, and they want thousands of dollars for this cheap little recorder that basically records in 6-bit. Now, most of you know most audio anymore. I'm a music guy. I'm an audio musician. I do my own recordings. Your 16-bit, your 32-bit, your 48-bit. This was 6-bit. Um, and they're using these recorders all day long, and they pick up some stuff. And when you hear it, when you hear it, it picks up some crazy stuff. Um, but I tend to go down the path of, I don't think so much it's that stuff's there, as it is that is just old technology that wasn't really designed to capture that. So I put a post out about that. Some friends of ours at Paranormal Quest had a video they put out a few years ago talking about how, more or less, that the DR60 was junk, and here's why. Um, I think they hit the points. They got it close. They got it right. Mothman, yes, been to Point Pleasant several times. Um, Jenna gave the Mothman statue a proctology exam. We get some pictures of that. You all be willing to know that he got a clean bill of health. He has buns of steel. But anyways, so I put a post up about the DR60. It got a little bit of flack. I think some people got miffed about that. Some of the comments were removed. And really, I was just trying I was curious to see who thought those recorders. Yes, they record EVPs, and they're catching ghosts left and right. Or if they thought, it's just hyped. It's like something that's been used in the shows, so people are all on board to buy these things. My thing is that, why aren't they making this again? Why isn't Panasonic said, "Holy shit," pardon me, why didn't they've got all the blueprints and the schematics and everything. Why aren't they making this again? Why? That's a great marketing opportunity. Why isn't Panasonic saying, "Hey, we've reissued the new one"? And some people are like, "Oh, they can't recreate it." I don't believe that. It's technology. I feel like if you build it once, you can build it again. It's not like they use some kind of secret. They found a meteorite and they pulled a piece of the meteorite out, and they're using that as some kind of unique compound or something. I mean, it's just circuitry. So I reached out to an audio engineer, Los Angeles, California. Hit up a conversation with him. He's been in that field for 20 years, and he kind of laid it all out, what the technology of that is. So I guess where I'm going with that is that you just never know with the tools and stuff. I mean, we all want answers. Um, how we get those answers. Sometimes the answers aren't. Maybe they're the right answers for you. Maybe not the right answers for me. Um, it's very subjective, or it's very subjective. But I feel like you need to be objective. Um, can't we all just get along? And the, people throw around the words para-unity and stuff, and I know in some areas that's considered a bad word. Um, I don't know. I I'm a pretty easygoing person. I typically let people go. I don't. If somebody wants my opinion on something, I try to be respectable, but I also try not to pull any punches. So that's why I'm kind of always nervous when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, look at this picture. Doesn't this look like an angel?" And to me, it's like, honestly, it looks like an artifact from your digital camera where it reflected off the lights in the building. But you got to just be careful. I mean, there's psychology to it, right? People want to hear what they want to hear. You don't want to be an asshole to them. You don't want to be a dick. But you also, I don't believe in leading people on. Uh, like I said before, there's too much misinformation out there, and we don't need any more. It's already hard enough to figure out what's real and what's not, and perception is reality. Um, Too late, Phil. See, where were you a while ago? But anyways, I've rambled way too long. I was only planning on being on here for half hour, and it really was just to talk about where we were going. And see, this is what happens. You put me in a room in front of a TV, and sadly, I could probably still be here hours from now, and I would be reciting, poetry or something. Because I have done that before. I in a past life, I played bass in a. This is kind of a short story. I played bass in an '80s tribute band. So '80s tribute, what you ask? Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard, stuff from that era. Um, Did the long hair, spandex, stick the tongue out. Didn't blow fire. Um, we talked about it for a while, but some of the clubs frown on that. And one of the skits, there's probably a video of me doing this somewhere. I'll have to find this because you would not recognize me. It's before all this. I had a baby face. And before all this, and about 30 pounds ago, maybe that's being generous. Um, and I did this whole skit where I would read lyrics of songs, but I would read them kind of like an English thespian actor. So I read Motley Crue's "Too Fast for Love," and I would sit in a chair with a smoker's jacket, dressed as my character in that band, and I would read like, too fast for love," and I did I think some Rat lyrics, and that was before Facebook Live, so that's probably a good thing. But huge delay on the comments, so that's probably a good thing. You guys are probably already cussing me out. So, all right, so it's 8:19. I'm 19 minutes over. I think I hit my agenda. I appreciate the folks that have got on here. Um, I'm still kind of winging this, trying to get content that's more relevant. I'd like to start having guests, um, so I don't have to sit here and talk, and actually get somebody on here that would be cool to chat with or hear about. So, anybody's got some suggestions on that, I'd be open to that. Um, but yeah, again, we're going to be doing our thing. Jenna and I are very open minded. Um, like I said, I'm more the skeptic. She's more the believer. She's spiritual. Uh, I'm more the scientist. So we do the whole yin and yang. It's hard. There it is. There it is. Yeah, let me do the heart. Um, so yeah, it works out well. Usually she's either rolling her eyes at me or I'm rolling my eyes at her. But I think it's a good balance. I think you need that um, peer review. You need somebody to kind of pull you back in, because sometimes I get real excited about stuff that I think I've caught, and Jenna's the same way, and we'll be like, "You're at an 8, need you at a 2." So that's us in in a nutshell. Jenna and Scott investigate. I'm Scott. Jenna is off camera, making the world a better place, making humans better people, and I'm here providing the comedy relief and the commentary. So appreciate you guys hanging around. Um, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this till they turn me off till the world ends. Hopefully, 2021 is gonna be a better year. And if it isn't, then I guess there's going to be more Facebook Lives from the bunker. So, again, thanks everyone. Yeah, if you got any comments, things like that, hit me up. We can chat. I'm always open to discussing paranormal in general, methods, evidence, things like that. If you ever want somebody to peer review something, be glad to. Just please don't be offended. Um, Phil knows. I kind of jokingly got on him today about an EVP he posted, only because we were having a conversation about it like earlier that in the day about how to some of the perimeters and things like that. In a perfect world, you'd have standards, and we'd have this big guidebook that would say, "So you want to be a ghost hunter? Page one. This is what you do. Checklist. Do." But yeah, that ain't gonna happen, or at least not for a while. So I'm off here. Thanks everyone. I appreciate you watching. Um, Thank you for letting me come into your life, and I am glad that you guys are entertained and have spent your time here. Um, Again, for all the shares, likes, and stuff, it's been huge. We kind of been probably in the last couple of weeks. We've really tried to turn it up um, to see what we could accomplish, and you guys have reciprocated with nothing but support and love and friendship. And that sounds corny, even when I say it, but it's sincere. Um, we do appreciate that because it's it kind of helps us know that we're on the right track. Jen and I had a vision about what we wanted to do, and we feel like we're able to accomplish that, and you guys are helping us with that. So we really appreciate that. So I am off here. Thanks again. I will see you next time. Next time probably being Thursday. If you can't make that one, we got a Saturday one, and then I don't know if I'm going to do another one of these um, next Tuesday. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how the flow goes. I feel like Tuesday's a good day for this. I've got other friends and teams that do Facebook Live. I mean, everybody is doing Facebook Live now, but I'm trying not to step on their toes because I kind of like to watch their stuff too. Um, so I'm trying to work out a schedule that kind of works for people that want to watch what I have to say and what has to say, and then that. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody. Take care. See you.